Well, welcome to We Built This Brand. I'm your host, Chris Hill, and with me today as my co-host is Adhrucia.
Hi, I'm the host of Conversations with Curiosity. I'm so happy to be on We Build That Brand.
There you go.
That's a tongue
This
twister.
brand.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And today our guest is Lesley Paterson of Brave Art. And Lesley, you've got quite the career. I was looking over everything you've done and where you're at, and I'm just like, that is just so many different things all in one. That's
I
just
know, I'm
awesome.
a desperate overachiever. What can I tell you? I'm like that horrible A-type personality.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have a background in triathlons. You are a world champion at that as well, which is fascinating. Tell me, because it's not just normal like Ironman. It's something else too, isn't it?
It's completely different. I was a 5-time world champion in off-road triathlon. So that's swimming in an ocean or a lake. It's then mountain biking on trails and then trail running.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there was a kind of world series, or there currently is a world series, races all over the world, culminates in a world championship. And yeah, got to travel the world, do crazy shit, be out in nature, which I love.
Yeah, that makes it so fun. And I always told people like I could do a triathlon if it wasn't for the running. Like I'm flat-footed.
But you could just walk it. You see, this is the thing. You could just walk it, and plenty of triathletes do.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah.
I need to reconsider.
You do, and there's shorter triathlons as well.
Right.
So I bet you I could train you to be able to run a 5K.
Wow.
Bet you.
This just took a turn.
This is a bet.
I would love to take you up on that, honestly.
Done.
I need to get in better shape myself anyway. I've got a bum knee, so that makes it
We'll
a
figure
little
it
hard,
out.
but
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, I swam growing up, and I was a big swimmer, and I noticed you played rugby too.
I did. I know. I was actually the only girl on an all-boys team.
That's awesome.
So it was wicked. It was great.
Yeah.
I played from the age of 7 to 12.
Okay.
And just loved to get dirty, basically, and then beat up on boys.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is I wasn't actually that much smaller now than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was actually comparable to the boys.
Gotcha.
But I just didn't grow that much. But it really set me up actually to be incredibly tough and resilient. And then, sort of get used to standing out, being laughed at, being pointed at, and digging in and mastering what I loved about it and being part of a team, rather than worrying about sort of what people were thinking about me.
Yeah. One of my mentalities in business is ruck and maul. Like that is very much how I think of like anytime I go through something difficult, it's like I'm in the ruck and the mall. I just got to keep it going.
That's it.
Keep that ball moving forward. So
It's true. That's a great one. That's a t-shirt. Okay, that's my new t-shirt. That's a Brave Art t-shirt. Rock and roll.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah.
And now you run a film and television company, Brave Art Entertainment.
Yes.
Tell us how that happened. Tell us the journey to becoming a founder.
So I studied my undergraduate and graduate in theatre and film at the same time as being a professional athlete. Mm-hmm. And so it's always been, in my DNA. And so I was kind of producing and writing and developing my skills at the same time, but had optioned the rights to a big book, All Quiet on the Western Front. Mm-hmm. And that took about 16 years to get off the ground. And luckily, it got off the ground right at the same time as I was kind of retiring from sport. And
16 years.
16 years, long bloody time.
Wow.
But, we stuck with it. And that has kind of helped us to really launch the company with a great team. And I started it actually with my husband, who's since passed away. But we were writing partners and had some sort of content in there already. And then I've brought in this amazing team, and we're building it out really quickly. We're doing incredible things. We've got a wonderful slate and a great mission, and it's incredibly exciting times.
Tell us about building the Brave Art brand.
Yeah, so really the stories that we tell, I'd say they're ones of resilience and of muscular poeticism. And at the heart of our company, is writing story first. So we have a writer's room within the company, so almost like this brain trust that comes together to really develop and shepherd the story from start to finish. Because what we've found personally and within the team is that this intersection between creativity and the business side is kind of broken. And so we are wanting to be that conduit between amazing storytelling and the business side. And so really offering that as a service to other companies in terms of script writing and, story shepherding through the entire process. And at the same time, developing our own IP as well. Because everybody knows that it starts with a great script.
Right.
And yet nobody's willing to really do the development behind it because they see that as the riskiest part. And yet that's the part that starts everything and is the genesis of it being a success. Yeah. So we feel as a company, that's our special sauce. And we're tapping into something I think that is missing. So yeah, we're building it out like that. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I think original stories are one of the hardest things to find these days. Like finding original creative work, finding original stories to still tell. There's a plethora of them out there, but everybody wants the hottest young adult fiction series to become the next movie series or the next.
Which is fine, right? I think it's like you want original stories, but at the same time, it doesn't matter whatever the genre is or whatever the story is or whatever the IP is. At Braveheart, what we focus on is why are we telling this story? What's our why? And why are we telling it now? And so if that sort of is your orientation for creating something great, then it's always going to be relevant and it's always going to have purpose. And therefore, it's always going to land no matter what that story is and what that genre is. And that's a difference. So it's all about excellence of the craft at the heart of it. And that's what's going to set us apart from other people. Yeah. Because what you find is in the industry is there's a lot of industry people that are maybe on the business side and not on the craft side. They wouldn't know what a good story is or what a good script is if it slapped them on the face, because they're not. That's not their specialty. Right. But unfortunately, they don't know it's not their specialty. They think it is. So I feel like that is our specialty. So if we can marry that with the business side, then we're off to a winner.
When you're building those original pieces of IP versus established pieces of IP as someone who's specifically focusing on the development, is there a secret sauce or a way that you are approaching building that IP up so that those people who do sit on the business side find it attractive? Is there a special sauce? I'm sure many people who are listening are going to say, yes, great when you have the best-selling novel, but what happens when it is an original story that you guys really believe in? How are we kind of forming that and helping build that up for the market?
Right. So I think at the heart of it, certainly for me, and I think for the rest of my team, is having a story that says something about what is going on in today's society. And that's at the heart of it. And then building around that the craft of that screenplay, of that story. So that means an amazing concept. That means a genre that fits that concept and that is marketable. That means creating incredible characters. That means having compelling conflict, drive your story. So there's so many parts that come together. It's like this mathematical problem that you have to solve, but you can't have the audience see it. And then you have to do it in a way that is original and unique. So all of that to say, I think it's got to say something about what's going on in today in some fashion. And that peppers every scene, every character, every arc, and the arc of the story as well.
What are the greatest issues that you've found as a development team taking stories into the market right now for filmmakers who are watching or storytellers who might be interested in working with you? What are the issues or the pitfalls that you see with the current industry that really are things that you're working around and working towards solving?
Totally. So maybe I'll chat about a few stories that we're currently working on. We're doing a great project set in Ghana with Idris Elba, and it's about it's a true story about an African queen mother that raises an army of 5,000 warriors to fight off the British. But at the heart of it, it's all about standing up when no one else will. So that's a really powerful story, right? Then we're doing this amazing other story about actually an African runner, a true story. And he was a Sudanese lost boy that ended up coming to America and running in the Olympics. And at the heart of it, it really is the American dream in all its glory. And it's also one of identity and responsibility. So again, really potent issues. Gosh, I mean, then we're doing some sports movies in the genetic modification space, which is all about identity. Then there's so many different things. You know, we're doing a big TV series about the Navy SEALs and the history of the Navy SEALs and what has made them who they are, which at the heart of it is maverickism and, you know, continually reinventing themselves in order to have relevance. And why is that important? And that's such a potent message, you know. If you're a maverick, you're always kind of thinking outside the box about how to progress and how to move things forward. And sometimes that doesn't look good to the outside or you're pushed down because of that. But that's how we actually get progress in a system that is maybe broken, is pushing against it. So like, yeah, there's so many issues, I guess. Yeah.
And those all sound like really cool stories too. I mean, just I'm fascinated to hear more about the Navy SEAL one. That sounds really cool for the
It's
future.
wicked, man. Oh my gosh. It's based on a book called By Water Beneath the Walls, written by a Navy SEAL. And it kind of is a history of the Navy SEALs, starting right back at the origin of them. Yeah. And the most unlikely figure that kind of started it to overcome the issues of obstacles on the beach. And they needed, you know, at Normandy, and they needed underwater demolition to fix it. It's just madness, and how Hell Week came about and how NFL players were a part of it. It's like, oh my God. It's so crazy. Yeah.
That is fascinating.
It's cool.
Well, Lesley, thank you so much for taking the time
Pleasure.
to join us today. It's been awesome. Before we go, I always like to ask this question, which is, you know, if you could think of any brand that has been really influential on you, or that you would say like you really admire right now, what brand would that be?
Oh my God. Brand? Oh gosh. Hey, listen, I'm a Braveheart queen, so maybe it's the brand of Braveheart.
Okay.
Because it's the underdog fighting and never giving up. And I think that brand is beyond just, say, the film. Yeah. And that's kind of at the heart of who I am.
I love that.
That's great.
Yeah. So it's not really a thing,
It's a good
I guess.
answer.
Is that okay? Oh,
Definitely
God.
one of the films that stood the test of time.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. Well, Mel Gibson wasn't exactly Scottish, but that's all right. We'll forgive him for that.
You still did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Good job. That's great. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Pleasure. And we're going running tomorrow, just so you know.
Yeah, she's going to be at
well,
your
I do
door,
have my running
Chris.
shoes with me. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
You better be ready. You
That's
signed
right.
up.
Oh, she's like, damn
Triathlon,
it.
here they come.
You may be walking. I'll just warn you.
That's okay.
I may be
We start
running, but
somewhere,
you will
one
be
step at a
walking.
time.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on We Built This Brand. Where can people find out more about you and connect with you?
Yeah, so, you know, online, you know, LinkedIn, we're going to have a website up for the company pretty soon, which will be braveheartentertainment.com. You can sort of go on IMDb, Google search me. There's plenty of ways to get in touch.
Excellent. Sounds great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All righty.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Lesley.